Beer in hand, camera running, can mean only one thing. Devlog time. Kicking off with a vocation, hop, skip and juice. As is the tradition with all my devlogs these days, I have a little beer before we get started. Very, very nice. So, I've decided to take this channel a bit more seriously. I think I'm doing it anyway, so I might as well spend a bit more time and produce some better content. Just turn the production value up a notch. So, got myself a little microphone so you can actually hear me properly, which I'm hoping has a massive impact on the sound at the end of this. I've got a little logo somewhere down there in the bottom screen, yeah, overlaid. Yeah, and I think going forward I'm going to start taking a bit more time to prepare for these and give you guys some better content. So, on with this week's updates. I've had a week of lots of little bits that don't seem to amount to anything really. You kind of go through these stages with game dev. You end up like just doing stuff but can't really explain what you've done at the end of it, and that's kind of where I'm at this week. Is I was reviewing last week and I don't seem to have gone much further, which is a little bit disappointing. I know I have, because I've been working on the game quite a lot, but there's just not much to show for it. So while we wait, I'll get this going. Yeah, so one thing I did think about actually was setting myself a new goal and really going for it now. I met a mate, I think it was last week, and his name is Dan. I'll put his Twitter handle down below, syntax error. He's really keen to have a play of the game. I'm really keen to make a game, obviously. And I've also got, I've mentioned it in the past briefly, there's some publishers who may be interested, and they're waiting for a prototype as well. So I figured just get on with it. Like, I'm focusing on the wrong things, I think, is what I've been doing. I've got the story. The story is set in stone now in my mind. There's lots of things I've been doing in the game to get that story told, and that's what I'm going to do now. Is just like get up to the first sort of major part in the game with the story, with some of the few puzzles, and like give it to Dan. Invite Dan over. Actually, this is what I figured I'd do: is invite him over. We'll have a few beers and do a play session and see what he thinks. There'll probably be some feedback that I need to look at, and then I think I'll address that and then consider contacting the publishers and giving them like the first build. So that's my goal now. It's just to get on with the story, stop focusing on like the environment as much. I've got enough there for the demo, and yeah, just get something playable going. One thing I wanted to show you that's come through is I've got a map, thanks to Nick Bashford. I will link him down below. Please check out his, I was going to say Twitter account. It's not, it's Instagram. He's hand-drawn this, and this is exactly what I wanted. A really nice sort of hand-drawn, old-school looking map. It doesn't quite match up to the island, and that was intentional. I gave Nick the brief of like, imagine you had been to the island and was drawing it from memory. So there are some, it's not bang on, which is brilliant, because this is more like a guide than actual directions. So you'll be looking at this to find certain areas. The arrows and the text I've overlaid because I'm probably going to be moving things around. So yeah, really happy with this. Thank you very much to Nick for this. It looks awesome in the game. Really, really happy. I'm going to rough up the edges, I think. Perhaps get rid of this black border and add it as a item in the inventory, so you can click it open at any point in the game and sort of try and get your bearings. Very good. Yeah, awesome. Thanks again, Nick. What else have we had? Yeah, the story, as I say, I spent some time on that, and it's clear in my mind now where this game's going. I've not told anyone this story or the ending, so if you think you know what's happening in this game. You don't anymore because I've changed it, and I'm really glad I have, because it's given me the option to do a few things that I couldn't have done before. And I can, this sounds terrible, but I can also use bugs in the game to my advantage. I'm not going to say bugs per se, but you see this flickering over here where my cursor is. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening. It's not nice. I should probably figure it out, and I was planning to, but now I'm thinking with the story I might actually keep it, because look at things like this. What's going on? And we got things like this. So there's lots of glitches in the game. Lots of glitches. I've replaced the little floating orbs that I had with, well, for now I've just gotten rid of them altogether, to be honest, because the reason they were there in the first place was to sort of get the player to walk around and explore the island, so you'd see those dots, go collect them. Dan had a nice name for them, the Pac-Man spots. I thought that was quite a good way of explaining them. You just go around and collect them. They were going to tell more of the story, or give you more background to the story. For now, I'm just getting rid of them. I'm just going to focus on the main story and then come back to sort of additional detail if it's required. So in replace of those, I've now got these. I think they're awesome. These glitch characters. And when you approach them, they vanish. When you take a picture of them, they will vanish. They don't at the moment, so they're not. This is really hard to talk about the game now without giving the story away or without spoiling it too much. But they will vanish. So you're kind of following a trail at this point. Okay, it's like the cookie trail, but a digital, weird, broken trail. I've also had to. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I look at the sort of scaling, and make things a lot bigger. Because when I dropped in those characters, yeah, I was a bit stupid about that. When I put the characters in, I was like, oh shit, everything's way too small, so I made everything around the characters bigger when I could have just made the characters smaller. Why? I don't know. Anyway, scaling's not a big deal. I can revert what I've done or just carry on scaling everything up. This is the sort of learning, though, for me. Next time when I build a game in Unity, I'll have all this up front as questions like, what scale do I want? Make sure it's legit. I'm not sure I would tile environments together next time round either, because you get these, where the tiles meet, you get these clear lines through them, which is really ugly. And I don't think, I think you can, yeah, you could just scale the terrain, I guess, and make it larger if you needed a large one. But at the moment you can see the orange outline, that's one terrain, that's the other. And where they join here, if you're looking for it in the game, you can sometimes see the fold, which is a little bit frustrating. Looks a bit ugly. Let's have a look. I've tried to disguise it with the grass, so if I turn off that and that, it's a bit more evident. If I could, let me select something away like that. You see that? And that's where the layers are fighting to decide which one's the top layer. So you get that weird effect. Hence, I cover it up with grass for now. The glitch is awesome. I really like this. This was a really cheap purchase. On the Unity Asset Store, €4.46. I think it came to about £6, which would probably be about $5. Drag and drop, and then
tweak. It seems like it's quite a new effect actually. This one, the guy's done it for URP pipelines as well. There's a version for URP. Make sure you get the HDRP one if you're using an HDRP pipeline. Easy Game Studio. Have a look. As I say, cheapest chips. He's got a load of other things on there as well. But yeah, it ticked the box. There was another glitch effect for €14, which I could have got. It had a bit more configuration, but I'm also doing this on a budget, so I don't want to keep spending money on assets that may not get used in the final build. I've spent a few hundred already on assets. It's a bit scary actually, but it's really cool. Drag and drop it on, and then you can tweak the glitch effects. You can have it completely static, this flickering, you can change the scale, the values, colours. Didn't really see much of an effect with colours. Can't see much of an effect now. Sure, it does something. Yeah, and you can put the textures on top of that as well, which I did with the boat, which is a bit more. There you go. You can see the original textures there and the glitch coming through. So yeah, very very cool asset. Well worth it for a few quid, and it saves a lot of time doing it yourself, and that's what I'm after, is trying to get this first prototype done ASAP. So I need all the shortcuts I can take at the moment, and that I think is it. I hope the audio is better, and I hope the content is a little bit more organised. I've got post-it notes to keep me on track, and I will think about how to make this a bit more, I don't know, how to tweak the production value a little bit, and keep tweaking. The background is another thing I want to sort out. Doesn't help that the bloody roof's fallen. We've had one of those weeks. So yeah, I might. Yeah. Anyway, it's happy days. Cheers. Until next time. Take care, guys.